Hello again, and welcome to Andy and Katie's allotment. As you know, I'm Andy, and I just wanted to give you an update as to the plans that I've got for the allotment. As I said, I did an update in November as far as how my plans were going, and since then I've added some more beds. I've done some more changing of the plans, because I'm able to put a few more different vegetables in than what I originally planned. So I just wanted to give you a bit of an update as to what I'm doing. I do think it's important to plan. Yes, they need to be those plans need to be flexible and they need to be fluid, but to have a plan gives you something to aim for. It gives you something to look at and say, right, where do I need to be now? Because you're always sort of thinking ahead once you start. So as soon as you start to think about the planting of the sowing of the seeds in February time, you're then thinking, right, okay, so what am I going to be doing with these small plants in a few weeks' time, and maybe a month or so's time, and looking to think about where they're going to be planted and so on. And then obviously when they get established and looked at more long term, then we start to think about obviously having some more sowings ready for when the initial plantings are ready and harvested, so that we've got something immediately that we can put in. So we're immediately that 3 or 4 weeks ahead rather than planting direct. So as I say, I just wanted to give you a bit of an update as to where my plans are so far, but watch this space because they may well change. Okay, as far as I'm concerned at the moment, this is my final plan for 2024 and the first set of planting. So this is the rough layout of the allotment. You can see the 2 extra beds that I've done down the middle of the allotment that have just given me a bit more scope as to what I can actually intend to grow. So just very quickly, not to go through it in too much detail because I have looked at it before, but if we start at the top left, you can see first and second earlies. I've decided to put potatoes there, and then you can see top right, I'm doing main crop. So I am doing actually all 3 types of potatoes: first earlies, second earlies, and main crop. Moving down in the middle there, we've got parsnips and celeriac. They're both long-term investments in the vegetable plot. So I'm sort of looking at them as a bed that is going to be taken up for the whole or most of the year once they're planted. Once the seedlings are planted in, celeriacs I can do in cells and then plant out as plants, but parsnips will be sown direct. So to the right of that, we've got salad. I've got numerous sowings of salad all through the year. That's going to make sure that we've got salads from sort of April onwards, really. Still the same, obviously, because they're already in. We've got the garlic, red onions, and then the next one down is the brown onion sets. So those have already gone in and are already well underway. But I've just added some beetroot into where the garlic is, because those of you who saw my November tour would see that some of the garlic I think has failed, so I'm going to fill the gap there with some beetroot. So then I've already got some shallot sets ready to go in next under the brown onions there on the left. So they'll go in around about 3/4 of the way through March, round about the solstice that time, to avoid bolting. It's just If they get too cold, then they are prone to bolting. Then under that, it says Munch 2 under that, but I've also put an error, so that's going to be carrots, that where it says Munch 2, and sugar snap peas. That's going to be carrots, as I say. I'm going to do 3 or 4 different varieties at different times of the year. And where that error goes to, where it says carrots, is going to be where the Munch 2 and sugar snap peas are, underneath the pea bed. The one in the middle there, broad beans. So initially I wasn't, because I don't really know what to do with, as far as eating and cooking broad beans apart from just boiling them. So I wasn't going to do broad beans, but it's given me the opportunity to try some anyway, because it'll be good to try and grow them, even if I'd have to do some research as far as ways of cooking them. So that bed there, which is one of the new beds, is going to be broad beans. And then above that, we've got tender stem broccoli, calabrese, cauliflower and cabbage. So then we've got to the right of that big bed, fennel, celery and kohlrabi. So they're probably vegetables that I don't need a lot of. So they're in a good sized bed, but 3 different vegetables all in one. Then above that in the small bed is spinach, so parsnip, celeriac and salad. So that's basically where we are as far as the first plantings. So you can see 2 lots of writing next to each of the beds, one highlighted in green, one highlighted in orange. So that the months, if I just sort of zoom in on the first and second earliest bed to show an example. The green says sow in April, so the greens are when things are going to be sown. And you can see that as well in the beetroot and the onion sets. You can see it says that they were sown in October. And then the orange is when they will be harvested. So as far as the first and second earlies are concerned, it's July and August, etc, etc. So it just shows me on my plan when those seeds need sowing. Obviously then a few weeks after that, the beds will be planted, and then when they should become available for my second sowing. So in July and August, as far as the potatoes are concerned. So if we move on to the next plan. So as you can see is the plan for second plantings. So where I had potatoes is going to have leeks in it, and the next one under that, where there was beetroot, garlic and red onions, is going to be kale and chard. Where the brown onions were pumpkins and squash. So I'm going to do like some small pumpkins there, and some smaller squash, some like onion squash, curry type squash in that bed, because it's a reasonable sized bed, but they do need a lot of room. The one under that was shallots and onions from seed are going to be butternut squash. That's what BNSQ means, butternut squash and courgettes. And then the bottom bed that was carrots is going to be swede and sprouts. So if we then just move to the right there, where the cabbage, cauliflower, calabrese and tender stem broccoli were, I'm going to put Savoy cabbage for autumn cropping cabbage, cauliflower and calabrese, so broccoli, and Romanesco cauliflower. They're all, as you can see from the orange highlighted right in there, going to be when they're going to be harvested in autumn. So then we've got where the broad beans were purple sprouting broccoli and French beans, and Where the carrots were, where the Monge 2 were, is going to be tomatoes. I might put some outside cucumber in there as well. Same where the peas were is beans. So we're talking of climbing beans, so runner beans and probably some borlotti beans. The borlotti beans to keep as a winter vegetable, dry the seeds out and keep them, and probably the broad beans not the broad beans, the runner beans I will keep and eat as a green vegetable. Where the fennel, celery and kohlrabi were is going to be sweet corn. And then spinach, I'm going to do some more carrots. The parsnips and the celeriac will still be chugging away at this time, all the way through, right through till late autumn, early winter. And where the salad was, as I say, that's going to be a salad bed right into autumn time. And I'm going to put some more beetroot in there with the salad. Where my main crop potatoes were, so when they're harvested in sort of September time, I'm going to plant those direct. Some broad beans, plant some broad beans direct there to overwinter, and then they will harvest the following spring. So finally, the third planting. So some I'm going to be able to get 3 plantings in this year. Not all for harvest in the same year, so you're not necessarily going to get 3 harvests in one year, but you can get a third sowing and third planting in there that will overwinter and then be ready for harvest the next spring. So as I've said, broad beans, they will overwinter, that's top right, and be ready sort of early summer 2024. The leeks will carry on harvesting sort of late autumn, early winter, as will the parsnips and celeriac. We've got, I'm going to put some mustards and winter salads in the salad bed. Some more spinach to overwinter, ready for the following spring. And put some cabbage that will overwinter for some spring cabbage. Purple sprouting broccoli and some cauliflower that again will overwinter and be ready next spring. The swede and the sprouts, they will again chug away till sort of, well, as long as I want them to, really, I suppose. Just keep harvesting, and they'll just carry on until all the sprouts have gone, until the swedes will just carry on growing. So, and as I need them, I will harvest them. So that's basically where I am with my sowings. As I always say, I'd like you to be part of this journey, because this is not about me being any kind of tutor or teacher, because I'm learning as I go along, and it's just a case of me sharing what's going on and what I'm thinking and what I'm learning with you to because I do see on other social media platforms people asking questions all the time about what I can plant and where I can plant it and how I can plant it, and hopefully, people can see that maybe you don't have to be an expert to get some reasonable results, but time will tell. So as I say, I'd like you to come with me on this journey and just look at subscribing to our channel, which is Andy and Katie's Allotment on YouTube. And as I say, we are on other social media platforms as well, so check those out. Just keep following us. If you do subscribe, then you will get notification when new videos come out, because I am looking at doing some videos all the way through 2024 on a regular basis, both short ones and longer ones. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, and thanks again, and happy gardening.